Yo, 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 here we go, baby! Welcome in the next episode. Today I'm going to show you 2 games, not 3, not 5, not 6, 2 games, so everyone can watch from the beginning till the very end, not just the half of the video. I got you, no worries. So, yeah, basically I'm going to show you 3 friends. But yeah, you're asking, how is it possible? 2 games, but 3 friends? Yes, because 2 of my friends were playing with each other. So today I'm going to show you the game Lars against some kid from Belgium. Basiel Verbucke, I think so. And the second game, Francesca against Kassain. So here we go, baby! Lars was playing black. Everything started with move e4, c5. Here you have Sicilian. After a few more moves, we are in variation of Taimanov. And slowly getting your pieces to the game. Everything is fine until this move. Here's the first mistake of Lars. Bishop to c6. Now we're losing the initiative because opponent can target the knight double, and that's what happened. Queen to g3, bishop to e7, protecting the knight twice. Knight going back to c3, rook fd8, some more moves that didn't matter that much. Here we have queen takes queen. Yeah, Lars wanted to exchange the queens because he was playing against the kids, so you know, kids without the queen, they're not that good anymore. And actually, Lars' opponent, Basiel was playing a lot of moves with queen. I think around 30 moves with queen, but you will see what I meant. Here we have rook to e3, rook b8, rook to d1, rook to c5, rook to f3, targeting the bishop. Now the bishop can be taken because you cannot take back because it's pinned. Please don't look at my arrows, doesn't matter. Rook to b4, now you cannot take because you're losing the queen. So queen goes back to g3, but now you're losing the pawn on h4 with attacking the queen again. So queen move to c7, rook to b7 attacking the queen. Queen is going back on f4, bishop to f6, rook to g3. So again, it's a threat. Here, Lars just went out of the pin. So king to h8. Another rook is joining the action. Rook to d3, rook to b4, queen to f3, queen to d6, rook to h3, rook to f4 attacking the queen, queen to h5. Everyone can see what is going on here. So that's why h6, rook to g3, queen to f8, rook to f3, rook takes, queen to e7, queen to e2, queen to b7, knight to d1 and d4, queen to g4, bishop to d5, queen to f4. Here exchanging the bishops, ruining the opponent's structure. Very good move, Lars. And here g4, queen to b6, king to g2, queen to d6 for exchanging queens. That was a mistake, but the opponent didn't want to do it. So here queen to f3, rook to g5, queen a8 check, king h7, the only move with not losing the material. No, actually you could just block with the queen because the bishop would be protecting this, but it's okay. King is more the game. Queen e4, g6, rook to f3, king to g7, protecting the bishop, queen to f4. Now Lars took the queen, rook takes back, and h5. Here f3, pawn takes, and e5. King to f1, rook to d5, knight to f2, and e5. Rook to f3, bishop to h4, knight to e4. Actually, I'm not going to take more of your time because here just Lars was making his progress with every move. Here Basiel helped Lars actually to be more active, so he attacked the king twice and now king is in the perfect spot. Knight to e4, a4, knight to c5, king to f7, knight to d7, king to e7, knight to b8. A lot of rotations. Here Lars won another pawn. Rook to f1, king to d6, rook to a1 and f5. Rook takes a5, rook g3 check, king c4, rook to g2, rook d5 check, king e6, c3, pawn takes, rook to g3. Very sneaky move, because here the opponent make knight to c6, and now creme de la creme, baby. Rook takes c3. It's a check, so king need to takes, otherwise it's losing the rook. So yeah, it's just an exchange, but winning the pawn and 3 against 1. I'm going to show you how it went very quickly, because yeah, Lars just make it a lot of moves, take it really slowly just to make for sure he is going to win this game. And here king to c6. The last move of Basiel was knight to c7 and bishop takes. Bishop will take the knight next move. This pawn are lost, but bishop will protect this pawn and this king will go here, and from now on Lars is completely winning. So here the Basiel resigned. Let's go! Alright guys, second game. Francesca is playing black. Kassan is playing white. Everything started with move c4. Oh yeah, okay, let's switch the board. Yeah. I don't want to learn English in any case. So yeah, we will be watching from Francesca's side. So c4, g6. Actually, this game was second game between these two. The first game Kassan won with black, and now Francesca is playing with black. So let's see what happened here. So as I said before, c4, g6. Here we have English opening, the great snake variation. But after few more moves, we are in the English opening fianchetto ultra symmetrical line. It's kind of boring stuff. Actually, it wasn't that boring because in move 13, Kassan made his first mistake, and as they say, mistakes are coming with the pairs. So here Francesca took the pawn, Kassan went for exchange the queens, and Francesca just took it immediately. And from this moment, it was really hard because here bishop takes knight, bishop takes bishop, knight attacking the bishop, bishop to g2, but here knight going with the fork. Pawn takes on d4 and knight takes the rook. Rook takes the knight, rook protects the knight, knight to c3, knight to c6, rook takes rook, rook takes rook, king to f1. Now, knight to d4, bishop takes d5, b6, bishop c4, knight to f2, king to g2, knight to d2, bishop to a6, rook to d8, knight to a4, bishop takes bishop, knight takes bishop, rook to d5, knight to c4, knight takes knight, bishop takes knight, rook to d2, and actually from this moment everything was just perfection. Non-mistakes from both sides, but because Francesca has an exchange, it went how she wanted it to end. She was just pushing the king with her king, and here we have rook to g3, king to b2, and after rook h3, Kassan resigned. So that would be it from this episode, a bit shorter now, and probably I'm going to stay with 2 games per videos, because it's faster for me to make it, so you can have the episode once per week, and it's also easier for you to watch, because you don't need to like watch half, come back later and watch second half, you can just watch it all at once. And yeah, actually, that would be it. If you liked it, leave the like, subscribe, and yeah, enjoy the day, and see you next time.